Please go to the email that says staff@mad.com.
But like it's okay, I don't care. I get that way before. But, like,
yeah, it wasn't until like they told me this, and I'm like,
you're consistent.
no, I'm telling you, what I needed you to do though, Cole, is I needed you to sit in the bathroom and be like, don't move, and then come
maybe
back.
I should have, because maybe the way I can make it, like, all I will show you though, like when you say MRU, this was the photo that got Molly to come because she didn't believe it.
No, she's showing it to me.
No, like this is Emily. I know Emily was like Molly.
I didn't even know that.
It was like, oh my god, I still called Tyler. I didn't realize she was there. I was like, it's okay. For rent. She's so funny. She was like, she's a you rallied the hardest. Well, like, as you were texting like an hour later, like, you could go ahead and I just was like, which is honestly insane.
No, we're out of it.
That's impressive. I think she.
But I can have to go. And I finished it about half of the
Yes, there's a
It's
second.
not
It's not like any Friday. It's just
and that was the problem. I was like, okay, I gotta go back into it.
I hope you realize that.
That was your mom?
Yeah. It's muted.
Yeah.
It's muted. Like, Eagle Eye is going to start sharing my answer. One of you can help me figure it out. Is that good? Because you're right, it has to go with the room. Do you like my color?
It did not have to go through it.
That's like the way.
Put it on the bottom of the button.
That doesn't look professional. Okay, I got it in.
I'll give y'all that.
Look at that. Boom. That's called stealth.
I gotta do it, though. I know there's always weird things that always like, hey, I just have a conversation with you.
I think everyone can do it. I think everyone. Whose food is this last time I throw these away? We'll take it.
Your eyes are so
The last one is personal, right? Yeah, I'm just trying to move it. It's the hard to see those.
What judge? Did you get that judge?
No.
What?
No, I didn't.
I got all the way in the back, I thought he was going to start last season with that. And then, like, 5 minutes before class, I moved up a row and I was like, no, he's going to start passing from the middle. And I calculated up and he started all the way at the back. Once he got progressed that. So I was literally the last person to go into the shoes.
No, so you can't for the time.
But honestly, my team was the 3 people that all voted their names next to justice. And they were all like versus.
Yeah. So
Well, like, criticize how it is.
Not exciting about it.
No, agree, but like, I hope that it's not, you know what I mean? These are not my
I almost got
Of that class.
no. I was just thinking, I sat down.
Microphone.
There's no okay. So
Yeah, you can't stop.
last oh my god. I got to race them and I was like, I have like 6
Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun. Tell them the story. It's so much fun.
No, dude, that's I can't believe you left her. You're the worst person.
Me too. I was like, is it okay?
That's funny. Yeah. There was a lot of I'm
It's a tired morning. I started off the week with 9 So I'm
Hello? Hello. There we go. All right, if everyone can go ahead and start taking. Yeah, I was gonna say this stuff.
I feel like we're farther back.
No.
I raised my hand and asked a really controversial question. Why not? Yeah.
Other side. That is 26.
Hello, everyone. As it is 7:28, if your seat is up, I'd ask that you please take it. If not, please quietly wait in the back while we wait for the staff to finish doing their job. Everyone, please make sure to wear the proper face coverings. If everyone could please quiet down. The time is 7:30. The time is 7:30. The meeting will begin as soon as the student involvement staff is done setting up the tables. If the four mentees would please sit in the back rows that do not have a table in front of them. You can sit on either side. Thank you so much. The student involvement staff is now finished setting up the tables. Everyone please return to your seats right now and stop talking. This meeting will now come to order. I'm going to have to hold my lapel mic this meeting, but that's no problem. We're going to begin, as always, with the utilization of open forum. Would anyone like to speak at open forum during this time? If you would like to, and for anyone coming to speak this evening, please do so at this front microphone. It does work this week. All right. From there, we'll move on to roll call. If everyone could please just be attentive and work up so that Chet can document everyone and figure out who is absent today. From here, we'll go to the approval of the minutes. Those were sent out electronically last week in my recap email, as well as today in my Senate reminder email. Are there any corrections to those minutes? And also tonight, just please do not forget to begin speaking your name and your college.
DeBoer Graduate School. So from last week's minutes, on page 1, item G, just a clarification, this Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. off to the university. Women's initiatives will be hosting a day period the organization. And we're moving out like an event promoting equity. So it's just like on that. On page 2, under college report, college ag, point B, feedback from there's ag. Also on page 2, School of Forestry and Wildlife Sciences, is adding in less buses and no snow in front of their building location. Also on page 2, undergraduate school report, item C, the end, the minimum amount has been increased in some fields, and then engineering parentheses, the example issues. On page 3, committee reports, for academic affairs, item A, monitoring polls responses 4, campus calendar resolution. Also on page, actually I have a clarification that maybe you didn't find.
Will you repeat that and speak up?
Yeah. So under item, I was reading through the report on page 3 for Bryn Belser for DEI, and item A said working on the same legislation. I just wasn't sure what legislation.
Brandon, could you clarify what that was?
Yes, so Belser Liberal Arts. So basically, with Senator Seconder and Rickles, they're working on their sexual assault initiative. Senator Neese, is working on in the Harrison School of Pharmacy with our DEI initiatives, and Senator Jones, is working on his study spaces sort of subcommittee that he's created that works with student affairs on compiling a brief to administration.
Thank you. Is that all?
That's all.
Thank you. Are there any further corrections or additions to the minutes? All right, seeing none, then they are approved and corrected. Thank you, Mr. Warren. That will conclude the approval of the minutes, and we will now move into reports from our standing executive officers, beginning with Mr. Ryan, the president.
Hey guys, a couple updates from President's Cabin today. There were a few exciting things that were shared. And first, regarding COVID, this is coming from Dr. Cam. He said, we are doing very good, which is awesome. It's seen in 3 short, simple words like that in such a positive way. It was encouraging. I think we're making good progress. Vaccination status or rates are going up. Positive testing is going down. So we're in a good place. Next thing is the first round of admissions decisions will be released later this week. Some early statistics. There's 3 kind of important things that I took away. First is the average ACT of the students that will probably be admitted this week is a 28, above a 28. It's like a 28.2 or something, which is pretty solid. The average ACT of these students is a 4.15, and I'm pretty sure the number was 135 students in this round are being admitted through the Auburn First program. So all of those are great stats. Next thing is updates from the Presidential Search Advisory Committee. The website is being updated pretty regularly, so I would just encourage y'all to be checking that as you go, just so you can see new updates as they happen. If you ever have any questions about that, comments, anything, again, open invitation to reach out to me about them. I'd be happy to help. And last thing, I would encourage everybody to go see the statues on the side near the McCartney Brick Plaza. They just unveiled them this week, and there's 3 new statues, one for Coach Cliff Hare, one for Pat Dye, and one for Suge Jordan. So all of those, it was an exciting event, one of the better ones I've seen done in Auburn. Super emotional for a lot of people. Bo Jackson got up there and talked about Pat Dye, and it was cool. So if y'all get a chance, go ahead and check out those statues. But that's all I've got. Thanks.
Thank you, Red. Next we'll hear from Mr. Steven Sadie, our treasurer.
Hey guys, we got our financial literacy meeting. That'll be next Wednesday. It's a seminar actually. And for everybody that's taken like one of those like business 1010, 1020 or 30, UNIV, that's for every different major. We're trying to get y'all credit for going to those type of things. So hopefully that'll get some good feedback. Usually it does. Then only other thing, we're rolling out our iGrad program. We spent a lot of money on this program, and about 600 other universities are starting to use that with us as well. That's the new financial literacy program that we're going to use moving forward. So excited to see y'all's feedback there as well.
Thank you, Stephen. Next we will hear from Ms. Molly Boudreau from Elm Beach.
Hey guys, I hope your week started off well. Biggest thing this week is Haydays on Wednesday, which is super exciting. You can find kind of a rough schedule of what's going on today in this week in SGA email, so make sure to check that out. Please be present at as much of those opportunities as you can, and make sure that when you're in your academic colleges, if you see some students who aren't super involved, maybe you don't know what Hayday is, maybe they're a first year student, show them where name tag station is, say hi to them, get to know them. It's just a really great day to connect out to the student body, and we're really looking forward to it. If you're a volunteer, make sure you're attending one of those info sessions, picking up your t-shirt, reading your emails, checking the group meeting, and just make sure you're prepared for Wednesday. Besides that, as always, Auburn Answers, we have Locals with the Mayor is going to be on the concourse on October 28th. It starts at 8 in the morning, so if you want to get to meet Ron Anders, Mayor Ron Anders will be there October 28th. Go get some coffee. It'll be a really exciting opportunity to get to kind of hear about what's going on in the city. I know he's really excited to see y'all. He was super upset that Ron Long got canceled. He's very much looking forward to it. And then some updates on the DEI side of things. I mentioned a couple weeks ago that they were kind of doing an accessibility check, and one of those at Marymount Hall is kind of panning out, and they are pursuing that further, just looking at how, especially that's where the career closet is, and a lot of the career prep is for students. So they're in contact with some people working on how to figure out how to make those resources more accessible for students. And then they also went on a listening tour. They got some feedback from international students that the first year experience programs could maybe be improved for students who their visa doesn't start until the beginning of the school year. So we can't necessarily come to some of the summer events that are hosted for new students, and so they're working on that and as well to see how that can be improved. But as always, we'd love your feedback on any of that. If y'all hear things in your classes with your constituents, please let us know. Auburn Answers, or y'all have my email at KB0273. But that's all from Outreach.
Thank you, Molly. Now we'll hear from Mr. Tyler Ward with Cabinet Administration.
Hello, not much from me other than we have solidified our freshman forum mentorships, and so you'll be seeing them come in. As always, they'll probably be sitting in the back, so just make sure that you say hey. For those that are going to have them on your teams, just go ahead and add them to any group meetings or group messages that you have Make sure they come into the meetings and get their feedback just as much as any other student.
Tyler, before you go, has each committee been notified of who their mentees are? Not yet?
No, they just, not yet.
Okay.
Thank you.
And finally, we will hear from the Executive Vice President of Initiatives, Michael Thomas.
Okay, one quick thing that I'll cover that may not be covered tonight is Safety Walk is next Monday. I know that you guys won't be there, but if you still have like different concerns of different areas that are not on campus, that are not covered by the blue lights, please send that to me or someone to get to me so that we can assess those areas too. For example, after cabinet, when we talked about this, William Tapscott was sending me areas behind Glenn or behind where the new parking deck is. So any areas like that you can think of that may be too dark, or maybe areas that you can't quite see how someone may be doing if they're walking home right there. That would be very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. And on that note, that's also a great thing to talk about any constituents that you're talking to about. Safety on campus has been a big topic recently. That's a great way to address that as our safety law. All right, that concludes our reports from our executive officers. And as you guys all know, we will be reading reports from our colleges this week. And we will be going straight into our committee reports. And that will begin with academic affairs with Mr. McDowell.
McElroy, liberal arts. All right, so this week in academic affairs, we don't have a ton because we have a lot of projects that are about to be at a point where we can bring them to the floor. However, Senator DeVore is creating and sending out a survey to graduate students about their mentorship experiences. And we're getting close on our Canvas calendar resolution. We should hopefully have that come through here in the next couple of weeks as our results are finally coming back on that one. So thank you to the research team on that. We're hoping to make a survey regarding our grade implementation initiative, so that'll be going to the research team pretty soon. And then we're setting up a meeting with Dr. Kim to discuss those teachers wearing masks. We've gotten a lot of feedback on that, and we'll probably be getting some more from you guys going forward in the group chat, so be on the lookout for that.
Thank you, Gavin. Next will be budget and finance with Ms. Reese-Lizzie.
Lisenby at large. So we have our Black Student Union Tire Stall expansion fund request coming through tonight as a current order. And then the only other new thing from me is that we will be doing carryover hearings a little differently this year. We used to do them like final budget hearing where each SAP would come and present their carryover requests. But instead this year we're just going to do it on a case-by-case basis. So all of the SAPs will submit their carryover requests to us by October 27th. We'll review them at our committee meeting that night. They will either be approved, or if we are going to deny them or we have any further questions, they will be invited to our committee meeting next week.
Thank you. Next will be Code of Laws with Ms. Kylan Bradley.
After education, so just a few things from us this week. First thing is we have schools council absence policy coming through as a future order tonight. Just for some clarification, it is titled wrong. That was my mistake. It used to be the Senate attendance and absence policy, so whenever it's a current order, I will propose an amendment to change that title. But just as a refresher, the absence policy for schools council is something that our committee this year kind of picked up where last year's committee left off with it. And it's just because, I'll get more into this whenever I present, but it's just been an issue for the executive directors of schools council in the past to kind of implement any sort of responsibilities and anyone missing office hours or anything like that. Next is the spring elections timeline. So with the spring elections timeline, Mary Kate Hillis and I worked together on that to make sure that we were abiding by the code and all of the timelines that it has set in the code. So the proposed timeline has the declarations of intent set to come out next Monday. And so that will be exactly 2 weeks since apportionment passed, apportionment passed last week. And since that will be next week, we should have already approved that. So with that, I'm going to move to suspend the rules of order and move PSSB 21-1018-02 from a future order to a current order of business.
Is there a second? All right, seeing a second, we'll move into a vote. All those in favor of moving PSSB 21-1018-802 from a future to a current order, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no.
Aye.
All right. The
Okay.
motion has been passed. It will be moved to a current order.
And then last thing is we finally have finished that PowerPoint with all of the schools council Senate attendance feedback and assessment on it. So I'm going to let Senators Dickinson and Starling come up and present that. So I'll give my time to Senators Dickinson and Starling.
Dickinson Business. So this is our schools council Senate attendance PowerPoint that we've been working on. In our committee. So the reason why the conversation between our committee and the executive director of schools council began at the end of last year's term. Our goals were to create a more cohesive relationship between schools council and their senators, provide more depth to schools council ability to be able to write legislation as leaders of their colleges, allow the SGA leaders representing their colleges to work together in a tangible setting. And this was supported by former Executive Director of Schools Council, Ariana Hayes, and current EBSC, Mary Kate Saville. We investigated the possibility of schools council attendance at PCN meetings per term in order to better inform them of ways to utilize their center, connect with one another, and have more opportunities to relay what their constituents in their college have to say. We began to gather feedback from fellow senators and schools council members about this potential change. Many schools council members were in support of this idea. However, the reasoning behind the support did not go very far. Feedback was minimal, such as, I support this idea. Yes, I like this idea. Yes, I agree. A few students, a part of schools council, said, I think it encourages accountability among council members. I remember being surprised that it wasn't required when I was elected, and think that it would be beneficial for schools council members to experience Senate before our final term presentation. And another student said, I agree that this would be a positive thing for schools council to do. The only thing I would suggest is possibly allowing schools council to come before their biggest event in their college. This way they would spread awareness at an ideal time.
So on the opposing side of that, we did get a lot of negative feedback in regards to requiring schools council to be here, and their arguments against were a lot more substantial. They were detailed in their reasoning. I'll list it here, I won't read everything for you. But a lot of what they were saying was schools council and Senate have a lot of different responsibilities for their school, not a lot of ways they could collaborate. They were saying things like, we shouldn't go to Senate. I'm not sure how our presentations would benefit senators, nor how us sitting through feedback would really benefit us. So what we garnered from all of this feedback, from what we explored, was that we just need to better the relationships between schools council and senators. And that's not going to happen if we just throw a requirement on them, especially now. They don't want to be here. They do want increased communication, but we can't change culture with code. So moving forward, after looking at all of our feedback, the next step is to just start communicating with each other, to interact better, and to synergize our relationships. We want to promote that engagement, maybe with promoting them as office hours in order to go to Senate meetings or for us to go to schools council meetings. And overall, we just want schools council to know that we exist, that we are there for them, and what we can do for them. We want them to know that they have the ability to pass legislation on behalf of their students as long as they collaborate with their senator and get a senator to sponsor them. So aside from that awareness, we might could start joining each other's listservs, be updated on what's going on, and that is going to be the best way for us to move forward and maybe eventually requiring Senate attendance, but the first step is going to be encouraging a collaboration between the two.
Thank you, guys. That will conclude Code of Laws, and we'll now move into Diversity, Equity, Inclusion with Mr. Brandon Belser.
Belser, Liberal Arts. So a few things for me today. First, Senator Seconder had her meeting, as I talked about our last Senate meeting, with the Clemson representative. She said that it went well, although she does think that the Clemson representative maybe received a bit more than she did, just due to the fact that their sort of women's health and sexual assault initiatives are a little bit behind on as compared with ours, and so she did think that it was a positive exchange. However, Senator Seconder and Senator Rickles had a meeting today to talk about what the cabinet position would look like, qualifications, objectives, that type of thing, more specifics of the position and what it would look like. Senator Seconder is actually on the Parking Appeals Committee, and so I know that we got a lot of feedback talking about particularly the Coliseum and the way that it's labeled, and so I'm going to carry some of that feedback to John David as well as to Michael Thomas and see what we can find out there about that. Senator Neese met with DEI admin in the Harrison School of Pharmacy, so she discovered a few things. If you guys will remember, Muslim student prayer spaces was one of her original initiatives, and she actually found that in the Harrison School of Pharmacy, they did originally have one within the school, and it was actually turned into a science lab, and so she's trying to reach out to see sort of what can be done about that as well. She's been invited to join their DEI council, and then the DEI admin member says there hasn't been any updates to their DEI policies since 2018, so looking on renewing those policies as well. She brought up a really interesting thing that I didn't even think about. I know a lot of us as undergraduates probably haven't thought about. Most of us went through some type of first year experience orientations we talked about. She was talking about the fact that professional and graduate schools don't have an equivalent program, and that a lot of times they're just sort of thrown into the wind and figured out. And so I don't really know what can be done about that. We're sort of talking about scheduling meetings to figure out how we can make sure that our graduate and professional school students are being oriented just as well as us undergraduates. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brandon. Now moving into Student Affairs with Mr. John David.
Matthews at large. On the athletic side, Jake and Sam are finalizing their document. We're going to try and meet with Michael some point this week, and then try and meet with administrators in the following week or two. On the housing side, Kate is working on consolidating vending machines and trying to get them uniform throughout campus. So that means using your Tiger card for all vending machines throughout campus. So I know the library rarely works with either your credit card, debit card, or Tiger card. Haley Center is kind of if you can use your Tiger card or not, and then housing's all over the place as well. So we're trying to get that new Tiger card in the vending machines, and we'll have more details after Kate has had a meeting with them. Dining side, they're a big survey which details what their plans will be for the next semester and the following years is coming out next week, and I'll have more details on how to publicize that and just promote that. That will really help dining out. Also on the dining side is that we're trying to figure out more grab-and-go options for students. So students are running through their dining dollars and they've used over half, more than 3/4 of their dining dollars, and they still have half a semester left. So with the Edge being brand new, y'all have any ideas on how we can make a grab-and-go option where they can use their meal swipe in the Edge, but still just go in, get out, and go to their class? Y'all have any ideas? I'd love to hear them. If not, if you think of them over the week, please text me or send an email to Lucy. We'd love to hear them. On the fun side with dining, there's a casino night at Tiger Zone in the Village tomorrow, so if anybody would love to go with me, I will probably be there tomorrow having a blast. Also, next Tuesday will be Chef Wars in the Edge. I think we're going to get Vice President Callahan to be one of the judges, so that'll be a blast as well. Both of those events will be great opportunities to get feedback from students on any of your projects we're working on, so I'd love to see see y'all at both of those events. On the facility side, Riley is meeting with property management on Friday just to get the second round of the dispensers in place, and then a presentation on all of this will be coming through next week. That's all I got. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much, John David. We will now hear from the Executive Committee with Mr. Kraft Sullivan.
Sullivan Engineering. So just to begin, I guess the usual stuff. So office hours, obviously, if you want to fill those out, please go to ASAP. I'll be there to check as soon as this meeting's over, but you should be filling them out over the course of the week. City exec, we did have some few people join us at 9 o'clock last Thursday. The smart ones decided not to make it at 7, but if you haven't been city exec, we will be meeting again in the Student Center in the Auburn Suite this Thursday at 7. And then some exciting news. Cole and I met with Glenn this past Friday about the office hours at the Edge. So that was approved. We'll have 8 no swipes a week where senators can go and do office hours at the dining center. So it'll be on Wednesdays and Thursdays from 11 to 12 at the Edge, and then from 12 to 1 at the Village. There is some flexibility there, so we'll kind of see like what works for people's schedules. But really, this is a great opportunity to kind of get feedback, be like right where students are. I know a lot of times like between classes, they're either running from one place to the other. But hopefully, kind of like in dining halls, they'll have a little bit more time to kind of stop and talk and give their feedback. With that, still kind of want to encourage y'all with meal swipes. Yes, you will be able to eat, of course, but try to eat after you do your office hour. We obviously don't want to be sitting there like scarfing down some food, like trying to talk to people. It's not very like approachable. We do ask that it would be business casual, so pretty much what the student said he's wearing back there, polo, slacks. Girls, ask Reese, she'll know what to wear. And whenever you get there, there's like a little sign in. So there's like a sign in, put your 993 number down. So that way you can win those, like who to keep track of. They have to do all that for like billing purposes. I'll be sending out an Excel spreadsheet, or probably Cole will with materials this week. So if you want to sign up, you'll be signing up like this week for next week. So that way we can have everyone sign up and then let Glenn know who's going to be there. Then we'll kind of keep that rotation going for the rest of the semester. So I think it's a great opportunity. I'm really excited to kind of see what we're able to do with that. This is a trial run, so hopefully, we do get a lot of great feedback. We do learn a lot, and we can make this like a very fruitful relationship in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Grant. And I'll just add one note. He conveyed it correctly, but I want to clarify in case anyone's wondering. It's 2 people per hour at both the Edge and the Village. So, oh no, I'm totally wrong. It's 2 people per hour, yes, but each at the different locations. So Grant said it right. For a total of 8 each week. So he'll be sending that out, or me. But my biggest thing with that is this is going to be pretty cool, and so I've communicated with the communications and marketing branch, as well as tech and dining. And what I'm really excited to do is, if you guys think about it, we really haven't been able to promote our office hours in a way yet that I think has been kind of well or widely received. And so what we're going to have done is, once we officially get, Raph was awesome, and he ordered more of our Senate office hour signs. It was processed. They're being delivered sometime soon, but the order's been submitted. Once we have those signs in the A-frames and you guys begin the dining office hours, we're going to get a whole video taken in partnership with Tiger Dining. And then Tiger Dining is going to release that along with us. We can all share it around basically saying, hey, you know, a lot of people feel like they don't know where to go. A lot of freshmen don't have roots with how to go with their concerns. And every single week at this location, we're going to have senators you can talk to about your concerns. So, really excited for that and more information. Sorry, I just added a little bit more. That will now conclude our committee reports for the evening, and we will now move into reports from our Senate liaisons, beginning with Mr. Luke Owens from the Honors College.
Owens, Honors Congress Liaison. Hey y'all, hope you've had a great fall break. So our philanthropy event, Congress for Canines, will be on Monday, October 25th from 3 to 5 at Keisel Park. We hope that you stop by, as it will be open to everyone, as the Honors Congress will be collecting donations and assisting in games at the event. The Academic Committee will be hosting a movie night tomorrow night from 6 to 9 in Shelby 1103 with a screening of Alfred Hitchcock's North by Northwest. Dr. Donald Wares from the English Department will be there to facilitate a discussion about it afterwards to spark intellectual conversation. We have also been actively contributing and supporting the Beat Bama Food Drive this month, and our next meeting will be Wednesday on October 20th, as it will be a working meeting. Thank you guys. Hope you have a great rest of your week.
Thank you, Mr. Owens. We'll now hear from the Black Student Union from Mr. Donovan Evans.
Evans, BSU. General Assembly today was nothing less than amazing. We had a short mixer with Tuskegee students, so it was a mix of Auburn students and Tuskegee students in this room. Games, singing, dancing, all the stuff. So it was a great time. We really enjoyed that. We're thinking about pulling another one off before this year ends. But I missed a couple faces in there. Hope to see you guys next week or any Monday this semester or next semester. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Donovan. We will now hear from Ms. Leah Stewart with the Auburn Student Veterans Association.
Stewart for Auburn Student Veterans Association Liaison. Good evening, all. How y'all doing? Fantastic. All right, so some good news for OIR. We recently got a decent influx of for financial coverage that covered all of our expenses, all of our remaining expenses for Operation Iron Ruck. So all that stuff has been paid for, which is awesome. So tomorrow, I'm sure I've talked to all of you guys about this for the past couple weeks. Oh, my bad. But tomorrow is our draft house night. I keep hitting this. Let me just kind of step away for a second. Draft house, we're doing bar games. Tomorrow we're having a tournament. We're having tournaments, so it's going to be cornhole, Jenga, and all kinds of stuff going on tomorrow from 5 to 9. It's also our ASBA president, Clay Buchanan's birthday. And if you don't want to come for him, you can come for me, because my birthday's on Sunday. So y'all support that. You have a few reasons to come out, show your support. Let me see. We also have a float trip that's coming up. It's on a Sunday. It's going to be in Wetumpka. So if you guys are interested in doing that, we're going to be going up to Wetumpka to the Casa River Adventures, and we're just going to be chilling, having a grand old time. If any of you guys are interested in doing that, just let me know, and I will link you up with Ricky, and he can tell you how much it costs a spreadsheet. And then our next draft house ASBA benefit night will be November 9th. And that particular one will be doing a Veterans Week panel discussion. So we'll be having a veteran from each branch represent, and people will be able to come and ask questions. We think it's a great way to kind of close that some of the gaps in knowledge that come with, like, non-traditional students and us being here and all that stuff. So you guys are welcome to come out and show your support with that as well, with any questions that you may have. And I think that is all I have for you guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Leah. Now, I guess I should ask, I'm not sure what's been, no, you're good, my bad. I was saying generally, in regard to liaisons, has a freshman liaison been assigned yet, or is that something that's still probably pending? It's assigned. Probably it's assigned. No worries, no report from you guys today. Just if everyone stand up once again, you guys freshman form, yeah, come on, stand up. Everyone give a round of applause for being here. Appreciate you seeing what we do. Excited to work with you guys moving forward. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. So that will conclude our reports from liaisons for the evening. We will now move into our current orders of business. We will begin tonight with PSSB 21-10-1101. That's going to be presented by Ms. Cindy Williams for the Black Student Union Tiger Stomp Program Expansion Fund request.
Williams Human Sciences. Okay. I ask for approval of the following: the amount of $45,000 to be allocated to the Black Student Union from the Program Expansion Fund for the Tiger Stomp National Piano-Linnet Council collaboration. The increase of this line item will allow for payment of the host annual DJ, the reservation and setup of the venue, and refreshments and beverages served.
As I ask if there are any questions, if every senator could go ahead and join this. Are there any questions?
Currency at large, who is the host? You know?
I will direct that question at Ms. Cindy Williams. It was asked, who is the host?
I will direct that question to the SFR Kiera, if you know.
Hi everybody, my name's Heather.
I yield my time to Kiera Butler and Lane Jensen.
Hi everybody, my name is Kiera Butler. I'm the Vice President of Admin and Finance for BSU, but I brought Lane Jameson here today and he'll be able to tell you guys a little bit more about Tiger Stomp.
Good evening, my name is Lane Jemison and I serve as the current chairperson for the 2021 Tiger Stomp. As far as the host goes right now, as I mentioned, the host budget is set at 10K due to the quotes that we've been receiving. We have received quotes from hosts such as Emmanuel Hudson, former star Home Law Now, and other various hosts of that nature. They have performed on various comedy segments at the Strata, and so their budget is kind of steep. Right now, we do not have a set host, but the reason that we have a budget of 10K is because we want to enhance the student experience with Tiger Stomp and just give them the best overall experience. We know that for the best possible outcome coming back from the pandemic and stuff is to have an impactful host, and that's going to be important from the start, just to engage with the crowd and just to give them a high anticipated show.
Are there any further questions?
Alright, Currency at large, can you just explain to us a little bit like more about Tiger Stomp? Sorry, I just don't really know the difference between this.
Yes. So to speak about Tiger Stomp is an annual step show hosted by NPHC. The way it is, NPHC here on Auburn campus has 5 Divine 9 chapters, which is Omega Psi Phi, Phi Beta Sigma, Delta Sigma Theta, Alpha Alpha, and Alpha Kappa Alpha. And those are the 5 that are currently active right now. And so what Tiger Stomp is we give the chapters here the opportunity to participate in the step show and come out and perform and kind of just, showcase their steps and what they have to offer. And then with that, we invite visiting teams around the state of Alabama and neighboring states just for them to come out and participate in as well. And so it's a big event held every fall, typically around October, November, just to kind of keep performing. And it's a big time step show.
And to add to that, historically, BSU has funded Tiger Stomp, so this is just kind of reverting back to that. And but historically, BSU has funded Tiger Stomp, and then it was only recently that NPHC, well, it shifted to NPHC, and now it's kind of shifting back to a partnership with BSU.
The last thing is that it's normally done on Black Alumni Weekend, so it's a good way to make sure that our alumni are coming back and participating in all the festivities we have that weekend as well.
Are there any further questions? All right, thank you guys for answering those.
Williams Senior Sciences, I move to pass this bill as written.
Is there any debate? Is there a second? All right, we'll now move into a vote. All of those in favor, please say aye and comment yes into the chat. All of those opposed, please say no. All right, the ayes have it, and this bill is passed as written. We will now move into the second current order of the evening, PSSB 21-10-11-02, presented by Ms. Kyla Mathner for the Schools Council Senate Attendance and Absence Policy. Yes, this would be 10-11-02. Okay.
Mathner Education, I ask for approval of the following. Those dates and times for 2022 spring lecture timeline.
Are there any questions? All right, we'll now move. Oh, yes, sis.
The board graduate school, when exactly will this also be impacted in terms of like people being able to
Kyla, I can answer that, or if you'd like to. So, upon potential approval of this bill this evening, next Monday, we will release the declaration of intent forms on AU Evolve, and those will close on December 1st. Yes.
The board guard at school, just one clarifying question. How will that be, other than it being posted on Facebook, how will it be shared? And
Great question. That was something I was going to talk about during my reports, or during my section at the end. But yeah, I'll get to it. But I'll answer it. Are there any?
Will Miss Auburn nominations be due the same date as
Kylie can answer that.
So with Miss Auburn nominations, once they go through the interview process and they've narrowed it down to a top 5 from call-outs, they themselves submit a declaration of intent form. So whenever campaign registration, aka declarations of intent, come out and Miss Auburn nominations are open, those all close at the same time because Miss Auburn nominations that become the top 5 will be submitting declarations of intent.
Yes. Are there any further questions? All great questions, by the way. All right. So, we will now move to debate.
I'll just add a little bit more clarification. So kickoff is the term for formal campaigning. So with the changes that were passed last year in the code as far as the differences in what the elections timeline would look like, our committee and Mary Kate Ellis and I have all triple checked that all of these dates abide by those code changes from last year. And kickoff is the start of formal campaigning, and voting day is voting day. And so that's pretty much following everything in the code that has been set. But I know that a lot of you are aware that it was changed last year, so I just wanted to assure you that those are all abiding by the code. I move to pass this bill directly.
Is there a second? All right, seeing a second, we'll move into a vote. All of those in favor, please say aye and comment yes into the chat. All of those opposed, please say no and comment no. Jet has alerted me that the ayes have it, and so this bill is passed this morning. We'll now move into future orders for the evening. In PSSB 10-18-21-10-18-01. This is also presented by Ms. Kyla Mathner, the Schools Council Senate Attendance and Absence Policy.
Mathner Education. So this is the addition of an absence policy correlating with the schools council, and basically we saw a need for this starting last term, like I mentioned before, with the executive director of schools council then, who was Ariana Hayes, and she was basically just expressing her concerns to us that with some schools council members not necessarily holding themselves accountable, completing office hours, hosting welcoming events, just all of the responsibilities that are set in the code for them. Whenever she would try to reach out through email or set up a meeting with them, a lot of them just kind of weren't being responsive, and so she came to us asking if there was any change that we could implement code-wise. And so this has kind of been in the works since then, but whenever we started looking at schools council attending Senate, we kind of had to put this on the back burner because Senate attendance with schools council would affect the absence policy. So that's kind of why we had to wait to finalize it and bring it to the floor. Do y'all have any questions? I guess I can kind of explain the layout of it. So that part crossed out right there is just moved below that you'll see as Jamie scrolls. But that part in the red that's after everything that's struck through is what we added. And then that red right there is where the things that were stricken through got moved. It just kind of made more sense with the order and consistency and the flow of those two chapters. If y'all do have any questions though, please reach out to me this next week. I'd be happy to explain anything that y'all need some more clarification on.
If there are no more questions, then Kylie, you are great. All right. That will conclude future orders for the evening. You all may leave the Zoom. So now we're just going to go into announcements. I'm going to make a few, and I will give Jamie the chance to do the same, and then we can adjourn on a great time this evening. So, just some things I want to talk about with you guys. The heyday, yes, as Wally mentioned, is occurring October 3rd, and I believe after today is passed, I know that the session that I'm attending, so we all have to go, for all of you signed up to be a volunteer, we have to go to one of those information review sessions, and that's where we'll be receiving our volunteer t-shirts. So I'm going to the one tomorrow at 4:30, which is in this room. And I would imagine, I don't think there's a committee meeting that conflicts with that. So Senate-wise, we should all be able to go. So I just want to remind everyone that there's a chance to do that tomorrow in this room at 4:30. So I'm going to check off my, I guess, presenting office hour, whatever you call it, for ODK by mentioning to all of you guys that ODK applications have officially opened. That's the Junior and Senior Honor Society here at Auburn. I'm in it myself, and there is a few other members of the executive. It's a great group of people. I would love to see you all apply. So those are going to be open information can be found probably on my Instagram. So next, regarding schools council, one thing that I'm really proud of that's happened is a relationship that we started to build with them. I know basically everyone in here is a new senator except for, 7? But the relationship that we currently have with them, the communication we have, is not something that has been present always. So just want to challenge all of you guys to continue building that up more and more as we go. The work that we've already seen from them and the way that they've been communicating with us in the Senate, and then as well as just in their own times, has been awesome. So one thing that is happening in the month of October is, for anyone who wasn't aware, Schools Council is required to present a Welcome Week event. They also have to have a volunteer service event for their college, as well as a social event. So the Welcome Week event already happened. You all heard when they presented, we had great success with that, with those, I should say. And so this month, they're either having a social or a philanthropy event. And so what I want all of you guys to do is to reach out to them. Actually, let me rephrase. When they communicated to both Rhett and I about the events that they're putting on, they shot me an email. What I'm going to do on each of those emails is CC the senators tied into the respective colleges that emailed me. I would love if y'all could just bounce around some ideas, or at least just talk to them about the ideas that they have, because a lot of them are first-year schools council members too. So if there's any opinions or information or feedback you could give, I would love for you guys to do that. So with that being said, I do not think I have anything else for you guys this evening as far as announcements go, except of course what I said earlier about the office hours coming out. Really, really excited to get Tiger Dining to form a partnership with us on social media to announce that, because that would be the first time we're going to promote our office hours on our Instagram, which has not happened yet. And then when I have that meeting with Emmeline, yes, Colin, just 1 second, we're going to resume Senate spotlights on our Instagram, Senate highlights, highlighting each of you guys and the work that you do, because it's about time that that happens. So I'll go to Tyler and I'll go to Elizabeth. Tyler, what's up?
Did you address some of the...
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for reminding me. That was the one thing. I have my little sticky notes. So, in talking about these office hours, these annual office hours, one huge thing that I want you guys to do is to be able to explain, which more than just asking for feedback, is what SGA is and why you're in there and what you do as a senator. Because to a lot of these people, they have no idea. And we hear all the time that it seems very cliquey, or some group that seems to just promote members from inside our own membership already. And so, when this forum comes out, it is going to be a great time for you guys to sit in the edge in the village and walk around saying, hey, you guys, declarations of intent just came out. I'm a senator. Do you guys know what declarations of intent are to get involved with SGA? That's a really big way that I think we can go around kind of sending it to the same sorts of people, but as well, and this is something that I'm going to talk about in the schools council, but I would love if, honestly, you guys could just go ahead and reach out, because I don't have a meeting with the schools council until the 27th, is when declarations of intent come out, maybe co-sponsoring an email on the listserv, because as you all will probably see, your senators should be using, your schools council members should be using their listservs. That was one thing I asked them at the last meeting to get out the information about their event. If y'all could maybe co-sponsor an email to send to the entire college saying that declarations of intent were due, a brief synopsis of what schools council and Senate is, as well as maybe the treasurer, vice president, and president. But yes, that was what I was going to talk about. Was I really want schools council and Senate to be promoting the declaration of intent, because to be honest, you make a great point. If I hadn't come here and become friends with Landon McNellish, who was on the exec team prior to me, I would have never known about it, and I would have never submitted that intent. And so we just got to do a much better job about pushing that. And so, of course, I think we're going to share stuff on social media as well. And, of course, I would love for you all to do the same. So, Kyle, is that what your question was? And then, Elizabeth, is that yours? All right, awesome. Does that sound good? I just really want us to be very proactive about those forms this year and not make it seem like we're just going to keep those to ourselves. All right. Well, with that being said, Jamie, do you have anything? All right, you guys. Be safe, be smart, and be kind. This meeting is adjourned.